Excellency the President of the Republic of the Gambia, Chef Professor Dr. Al-Haji Yahya A.J.J. Jammeh, Commander-in-Chief of the Gambian Armed Forces, Africa's new type of man, the People's President, to share some words with us. Your Excellency, welcome to the podium, sir.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين الحمد لله رب العالمين الحمد لله رب العالمين. Your Excellency the Vice President and Minister of Women's Affairs, the Honorable Secretary General and Minister for Presidential Affairs and all Cabinet Ministers here present, Your Excellencies, members of the Diplomatic and Consular Corps, my friend from the United States of America, Mr. Ralph Moss, representing the Seaboard Corporation, Mr. Mohammed Basi, who is more than a friend to the Gambian people, representing Euro-African Group and the Gambia Milling Corporation, Honorable Managing Directors, Directors General, Service Chiefs, Permanent Secretaries, Senior Government Officials, distinguished cultural groups, the staff and management of Gambia Milling Corporation Limited, teachers, boys and girls, fellow Gambians, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. Over the past 18 years, my government has established an enabling trade and investment environment that takes into consideration the needs of investors and consumers, as well as international trade and investment standards. Our trade and investment policies are backed by robust and stable growth, thanks to the sound macroeconomic management that seeks to continuously improve the living standards of our citizens. Therefore, government will continue to support all stakeholders to ensure the business and investment climate continues to be vibrant and conducive and more competitive. We are already renowned for being a bastion of peace and security, which is essential for any meaningful economic growth and development. And in fact, this is the key ingredient that a good investor looks for in order to decide whether to invest in a country or not. This national milieu is what investors require to have a prosperous and secure investment. The sincerity and honesty of the Gambian people is also essential goodwill indispensable to business success. I'm very grateful to having a population that is very sincere and genuine, and a population that are not diplomats in the diplomatic parlance. When a Gambian says no, it's no. When a Gambian says yes, it is a yes. The strategic position of the country as a gateway to not only West Africa provides a strong platform to explore the huge market potential within the West African sub-region and beyond. Distinguished guests, as we gather here today to officially inaugurate this state-of-the-art flour milling facility, I am encouraged by the fact that the private sector is answering to our call for partnership in socio-economic development. I am informed that this mill is established with an investment outlay of 17 million United States dollars and has a capacity of 300 metric tons per day and will create job opportunities for over 100 Gambians. Over the years, I've been talking about Africa moving away from export of raw materials to value addition, and this investment has exactly answered to this call. As a result, I have learned that the project will help to save the Gambian economy millions of United States dollars per annum in foreign exchange that would have been spent to import flour to this country. I remember almost 7 years ago, time flies so fast, when Mr. Mohammed Basi came with my good friend, Mr. Ralph Moss, and talked about investing in a flour mill in the Gambia. At that time, I had very little patience to listening to such talk because before that, we were continuously bombarded with one offer after the other. Fly-by-night investors came with nice-looking briefcases, gave promises, but later disappear into thin air. Those were speculators who had nothing but to secure an agreement and then go and get potential investors so that they can have a share in the investment. So when they told me about the Seaboard Corporation, I asked somebody to look into the internet and to look into their background. I also asked our embassy. We are not spying on you anyway. But we wanted to make sure that this Seaboard Corporation existed. What doubted me was, why was it called Seaboard? But it was later explained to me. Well, man proposes and the Almighty Allah disposes. It has taken us 7 years, but Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen, today we are inaugurating the project. Thanks to the Almighty Allah. I want to thank Mr. Ralph Moss, who has always believed in this country and in my leadership. If it were not for him and his stance and belief in the Gambia, Seaboard Corporation might not have come to the Gambia, and maybe this project would not have been realized. Thank you, Mr. Ralph Moss and the Seaboard Corporation, and convey our open invitation to our friends that were supposed to be here, and unfortunately we couldn't meet them. Remember that 7 years ago, they were also supposed to be here, and they couldn't, for one reason, come, and he represented them. But later on, we met in New York. This time around, we are not going to meet in New York. We have to meet in the Gambia. I want them to come to the Gambia and see the country for themselves and see the investment, and I'm quite certain that they will realize that they have made a very, very wise choice in investing in the Gambia. Your Excellency, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, in addition to the specific fiscal incentives provided under GIFA Act 2010, my government is always willing to go the extra mile to support investments that are in the interest of the Gambian people and are in line with our national development agenda. I am convinced that this project, which is one of the biggest investments in the Gambia by the private sector, meets these expectations. I don't know when you have so many babies, and then you have a new baby. Would it be fair to say, this is my baby? If yes, this is my youngest baby, and I will protect it and protect it and protect it. I think if there is anybody who is proud, I am one person who is very grateful to the Almighty Allah today. I remember those days